Well, howdy there, Internet students. Mr. Hermanson again. Today we're going to start lesson 3.2. We're going to learn about percent change. And if you pay attention, it shouldn't be a really hard concept, but students tend to do these problems wrong over and over again. So it's best to get your mistakes out of the way right away, and then move on. All right. So percent change means using a percent to describe how much increase or decrease there is. So we're going to learn how to calculate percent increases and decreases today. And like I said before, if you follow along and do it like I show you, you should be able to get the answers right pretty regularly. All right. So one thing we could do is talk about our resting heartbeat compared to our exercise heartbeat. So when you exercise, your heartbeat goes up, and we could use a percent to show that. This is a little exercise you can do on your own if you want. If you'd like to stop and just get your numbers for yourself, go ahead and do that. I'm going to use some numbers that are already given here. Okay, so there's going to actually be two ways that you can find your percent increase in heartbeat. Okay, so and Zoe and Luis are going to show these two ways, and I'm going to tell you which one I think is better, one that you'll make less mistakes with. All right, so I'm just going to let you know right away that I think Luis right here, I think his method, students make less mistakes when they do it that way. But basically what we're saying is, um, so their resting heartbeat was 84 and their exercise heartbeat is 105. Now, what Zoe is going to do is find out what percent this 105 is out of this 84. So she's using this proportion, 105 over 84 equals what percent out of 100. Okay? And when you do it that way, you get 125%. So what she's saying is that her exercise heartbeat is 125% of her resting heartbeat. Now, if we want to talk about that as a percent increase, so how much above the original it is, if her heartbeat didn't change at all, if it was 84 compared to 84, that would be 100%, right? So that means that this part of that 125% is the increase. So with her method, she's going to take off and subtract 100. Now, Luis does it a little different. What he does is figures out how many more heartbeats does he have when he's exercising than when he's resting. And so he's going to subtract right away 105 minus 84. So he's only dealing with the number of heartbeats increased by. So right away there is your increase. And then you always compare that to where you started from, the original, which is 84. And if you change that to a percent and do the math, you're going to get 25%. So either way, you're going to have to subtract. Now, what's nice about Luis's method is you get the subtracting out of the way right away. So then you don't have to worry about, there's actually different ways to subtract each different types of problems. So it can get a little confusing. Okay? And will these always give you the same method? Well, mostly yes, but there is an instance where it won't quite work out right, and you'll just have to think about it in a little different way if you're using Zoe's method. All right, so let's use Luis's method, okay? And just because I think you will find that you're making less mistakes if you do it that way. Okay, so the first thing Luis does is he figures out when you're going from original to the new, we want to find out how much more we have in this new part. Okay, so to do that, you're going to do 35 minus 23, which is 12. So there's 12 new. Okay, from the original to new, there's 12 more. All right, now you use that 12 as your part. You use the original as your whole, and then you change that to a percent. And you get 12 divided by 23. And then you just have to move the decimal over 2 places, which is about 52%. We're going to round our values to the nearest whole percent today. So that says 52%, in case you can't read that. Okay. All right. So the important thing is, how did I get this 12? And you get that by subtracting. Okay. Now, in this case, it went up, so you would say 52% increase. Okay. And I'll do one more with you. In this case, we're decreasing. So the first thing I want to do is figure out how much I'm decreasing by, and that's 21. So I take that 21, that's going to be my part, and my whole is always the original amount. And then I change that to a percent. So I'm going to do 21 divided by 56. And move the decimal over 2 places. And I'm going to round that to the nearest whole number, and that means 38% increase. All right, so I'm going to let you do this last one, and then I'll show you my work, and we'll see how you did. So just so you can see my work, so I subtracted the original from the new, and I got 92, so that's how much I went up. And so now I'm going to do 92 divided by 62. And then I'm going to move the decimal over 2 places. You do that by multiplying by 100. And that's 148. So 148% increase. All right, let's try it in a problem here. In 1985, there were about 39,900,000 U.S. households with cable TV. In 2006, there was about 65 million. What is the percent increase? So first of all, let's figure out how many more households received. So we're going to find the difference between this number and this number. And that looks to be about 256 million. Or got one too many, about 25.6 million. Okay, so that is how many more households had cable TV in 2006. So we're going to put that number on top. That's our part. And the whole will be the original amount, which would be the earlier year, the 1985 year. So 39900. And we want that as a percent. And that looks to be about 64% increase. And when you're doing a percent increase, you should always label it. Although when you're doing your assignment, I won't make you do that. Just give the answer. You don't even have to put your percent signs in the answers today. All right, why don't you try this one? So this is going to be a percent decrease. Find out how much it's going down and change that into a percent. So how'd that go? I got a 25% decrease. Basically, that's saying that you got a 25% discount on those shoes. Okay, it says in 1987, the average hourly wage in the United States was $9.02. In 1997, it went up to $12.29, and in 2007, it went up to $17.10. What was the percent change from 87 to 97? So first of all, let's figure out how much higher is 1229 than 902 by subtracting those. And that is $3.27 more. The wage went up. Now we want to compare that to where we started from, which is this 902 right here. And change that to a percent. And this will be a percent increase because it's going up. And it looks to be about 36. percent increase. Okay, why don't you do the next one and you can check and see if that's right. Here's what I got on that one. All right, what I'd like you to do is just try a few problems. We'll try about 8 of them and make sure you're getting them right. So find the difference between them first and then use that as your part. Use the original as the whole and you should be good with getting these problems right. Good luck with that.